All right, this is for all of the Soopbyeol out there, the fans of FORESTELLA. I love these guys. This is a highlights video here for you all on YouTube of this. Yeah, I did. This was a 90-minute study I did of the album. We're just showing you a couple highlights here on YouTube. And also, I wanted to cordially invite you to come join the party. My crew just built this amazing app with me. We've been working so hard on it, and this is for the people that are supporting my channel to be able to really, I'm like a crowdsourced reactor these days. So my community really picks almost all of the songs that I react to. And I just did a search here today to see how many FORESTELLA reactions they have. And we have some on the list for sure. So in July, on the schedule, there will be some FORESTELLA. You can come over and be an ambassador in my community and influence what songs I check out next and keep FORESTELLA on my radar. I'll put the link to the app. I'll put the link to the full uncut album study down in the description, as well as the top pin post. I hope you enjoy this highlights video. This was such a fun album to study. So many thoughts. Cheers. I'm excited to do this album study with you all. We're going to listen through. We're going to look up lyrics. We're going to see what we can find about these songs. Let's go. So this album is about transformation. I have some research. It's not about destruction. It's like a gospel. And not even another life will be enough. This song, it's about a love that transcends a single lifetime. The lyrics, I'll tell the story of the two of us like a gospel, and not even another life will be enough. This is so beautiful. Oh, these harmonies a cappella. The end was so beautiful. I was like instantly, like that was such a nice little instrumentation change at the end. Reminded me of like a Billy Joel song. Oh, so sweet. It really was a great little change at the end. This arrangement is just lovely. All right, so next up, Still Here. Their version flips the polarity where Danny Boy is a farewell, and Still Here reframes the same melody as a message of will and hope. Same notes, opposite emotional message. I like the pizzicato and the strings. That means plucking. Wow, goosebumps. Wow. What a beautiful place to be. This is just, it's so classy, right? I mean, these guys are so classy. It's just very, it's so professional. The warmth in the arrangement, the warmth in the vocals, the harmonies are so tight and well crafted. And spring. What about spring? Let's see. So this was released during Urim's military service in 2024 and recorded by the three members. So this was, okay, interesting. Okay, so the 2024 mix didn't have Urim's voice, but I guess this one does. So cool, so we get to hear the full version of it. The song is about spring as a metaphor for renewal and patience, waiting through winter for what comes next. The emotional weight of the song hits differently in 2026 because of Urim's return. Yes! And that's such a fascinating thing about everybody goes in the military. It's so grand, I would say. That's the word. It's wonderfully grand, this music. The orchestration is so beautiful. Everything is so smooth, in and out. Hearing this music is just such a special feeling for me, and it has just in the tapestry of all of the diversity of music that I'm listening to right now in my life with you all. I mean, the majority of the music I listen to is community requests in my life right now. So it's like when I think about like what do I think about this music, Tim? Well, it's like I'm putting it in the tapestry of everything else we're listening to, from Vocaloid music to like metal to hip hop. I love that there's a place in the world for this type of music right now, and that it's just such a special time for music. This album is kind of about how the world is, we're looking for transformation in the world. I look at where the world, I can't help but be an optimist, even though I may be a little bit of maybe an apocalyptimist. But like, I really do feel that it's fascinating what's happening with music, and that there can be things like Vocaloid music, which is like, the most crazy thing. And then we can hear organic music. And this music is so organic, it was recorded on tapes, analog tapes, like old school process from decades ago to preserve that warmth, because it creates a little different sound when you record like that. The thing about them, which is so interesting, really is everything everywhere all at once. And what they represent, and for me, there was a time in my life, it's interesting, my early 20s, early mid, I'd say my whole kind of 20s were like opera studies. And I think about like this world is just such a beautiful musical world. There's a grandeur to it. There's with the strings, it's a magical thing. It really feels like a magical, sophisticated, classy, deeply emotional place to be. It's not like raw, it's not in your face, it's not edgy, it's not glitchy. It's like, that's a whole other thing too that's happening in the world right now. But that's not this. This is classy art. And I just have to say, like, what was running through my mind as I was listening to it is this album is such there's really no hard edges. There's no angles. Everything is they're swelling into things, releasing out. The strings are warm. Everything is just, there's such fluidity. That's what it is the music feels so fluid in sort of overall sensation, doesn't it? That's Urim's like opera voice right there. Oh, so right there, that technique he did right there, that's called messa di voce in the world of opera. It literally means to put or place the voice, and it's a dynamic shift. It's like a decrescendo type of a thing. It's when you're controlling your dynamics and singing all in the same pitch range. And being able to go from, it's like going from metal to wind, on my chart thing. Beautiful. And we have another big old favorite, Scarborough Fair. Originally English folk song, if you don't know any history of this, dating back to the 16th century. I didn't know this actually. The song is it's a riddle poem. A lover sets an impossible task, make me a cambric shirt without seam. Find me an acre of land between salt water and sea sand. It's about asking the impossible from love that has ended. Each of the 4 herbs in the refrain is a medical folk magic symbol. Parsley for comfort, sage for strength, rosemary for remembrance, thyme for courage. Medieval herbalists saw all 4 as wards against bitterness. Hear that delicate tone? The way they use airflow in their tone sometimes, and the way they use metal in their tone. Hear that right there? Oh, I love that harmony above. That was beautiful there. Hearing them sing makes me want to sing so bad. This way of singing, like with more of an open sound, the classical sound is sensationally the best way of singing. The big word I would use to describe this or say about them is this album has such incredible line. The singing has such a line. That's a word you would use in voice. Connectedness. There is such, when we talk about the word legato in singing, which is everything about this album, it's connecting the syllables. It's keeping the breath pressure even from syllable to syllable, so it doesn't feel jerky between syllables. And it's not just an air pressure unification thing. It's also a tone quality unification thing too. They have the way that they're mapping their tone quality across the phrase. It's just absolutely beautiful. Next up, Now We Are Free. Now We Are Free. Composed by Hans Zimmer with vocals by Australian singer Lisa Gerrard, formerly of Dead Can Dance. The language, so she calls it the language of the heart, an invented vocabulary she's been using since she was about 12. Wow, okay, so there's nothing to translate. What a wild idea. Lots of subdivisions. His voice sounds ethereal here. Oh my God, that was a beautiful change. Feel where we are spatially. We just went into a forest. Man, I forgot that was that Gladiator melody. I forgot that melody. Reminds me of that melody is potent, like the melody from Braveheart. Remember that one? Oh my God. I forgot about that melody from Gladiator. That was so powerful. What a beautiful arrangement that was, too. Makes me so happy that I get to listen to this with you all, that this is popular in the world. You know, being an opera singer, for a lot of years of my life, not everybody gets these sounds. And this isn't pure opera exactly, but it's definitely operatic. So I just love that this type of music is still interesting to the world. It just makes me happy. We have This is a Queen cover to close us. The Show Must Go On. They're closing with this song, as kind of a statement of intent, saying that after 8 years and 5-year gap between albums, after a member's military service, after delays because of the analog mixing process, which is rightly so, it's so complicated to do. I can't believe they did that. They are still here and the show must go on. I love that. That's how we're closing the album today. Let's go. Oh, I like the pulse of those strings. Boom, boom.
Abandoned places.
Wow.
I guess we know the score. Show must go.
Wow. Yeah.
Show must go on.
There, now we have some bite. Now we have some angles in their singing, right? What an ending to this album. My God, what an ending. Powerful. What an incredible achievement this is. And that they recorded it in the old school traditions of on the tape recording is fascinating. The words I would use are grand. It's epic. It's from another time. It's the fusion of contemporary sounds with classical sounds in a very tasteful, thoughtful, high-level art expressive way. That's what this album is. This is a classy group of guys with incredible vocal technique, great range, great stylistic diversity in their voices, brilliant high-level art, music arrangements, complex harmonies. The arrangements are so brilliant that they've done for these old classic songs. They've really made them their own. And also the stuff that's original of theirs. It really fits seamlessly into the things that they're doing as their covers. I mean, they found a sound. And it just works so beautifully. I'm excited to hear your comments and your thoughts on this album. That was such a blast to get to listen to this. This was really just a surface touching. I didn't really get deep into these, but any one of these could be a deep study. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Cheers. Really fun.